Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Edem with Global Abundance LLC, back with another video. On this channel, we talk all things real estate, little financial literacy sprinkled in there, and some personal development. All right. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping in. If you are already a subscriber, uh, always appreciate it. Uh, Once again, we have a free VIP group where a group of investors and like-minded individuals like yourself share and learn and grow together, all around, real estate, residential, commercial, uh, answering questions, swapping ideas, and learning and growing as a community. I'll leave a link in the description below. We'd love to have you. It's free to join, so go ahead and click that link below. And also, while you're down there, go ahead and hit that like button, share, and subscribe if you find this information valuable that I share on this channel. Uh, the more informed we are, the better off we'll all be. All right. So today's video is about the concept of wealth transfer. We hear this word. This phrase thrown around a lot: wealth transfer, wealth transfer. This is going to be the biggest wealth transfer in our life. This is going to be the biggest wealth transfer. That was the wealth transfer. Wealth transfer. What is that specifically? You know what I mean? So I want to kind of touch on that today. And I've had the benefit and ability to, the privilege to learn from some folks that are doing very well in life financially, and you know learned a lot about the concept of wealth transfer. So you know uh, what is wealth transfer? So if I have, say, 100 grand, right, and I want to buy a luxury watch, right now it is the Seamaster Omega green dial. I don't know if you can see that, but let's say this isn't 100 grand, obviously, but just work with me here. I want to buy a watch for 100 grand. Now, some of you might be saying that, why the hell would you want to blow 100,000 on a watch? Once you, the guy talking about, be a good steward of your money, and don't go out and buy frivolous things. But without going too deep, watches are a very good liquid hard asset to have to move money around and to park money. So let's just assume that this is 100,000, which it ain't, but let's just assume I buy this watch for 100 grand, and I'm not concerned about the watch losing X amount of value, meaning that yes, the watch could drop in value, right? But it's never going to be worthless. It's not going to be, I'm going to look up, 3 months from now, and be pulling my hair out because I just found out that this particular piece is only worth, $1,000, and I've lost 99,000, right? There's this thing called bottom cash value. And again, I'm not going to go too deep on that. I have other videos and other content on other channels that, you can tap into if you want to learn about watches. And there's other great teachers and platforms and educators in that space already. So I would advise, if you do want to learn about watches specifically, to tap into a few of those individuals and get the game. Um, but there's something called a bottom cash value, which basically means that the watch or that asset would never drop below a certain, there's a bottom, there's a floor, right? Like it's never gonna, let's say I bought it for 100,000. Let's say the bottom cash value is 95,000, right? So I'm slightly above the bottom cash value, which means that in worst case scenario, I needed to liquidate this piece. I'm going to be able to get $95,000 for it, right? So fine, I may have took a little bit of a loss, but that's just to kind of give you the gist of this. So I put $100,000 into the watch. I keep it for, say, I don't know, 3 weeks, a month, and I move the watch and I sell it for $115,000, right? But I don't go out and celebrate and just, throw a big bash because I just, made 15K. What do? I take that and I buy a luxury vehicle. You know what I mean? And I buy the type of luxury vehicle that is also reaches depreciation curve. See, I'm not going too deep here, but if you guys are following, I am dropping little nuggets. You know what I mean? I take that 115,000. I buy a vehicle that has hit its depreciation curve, and there's certain vehicles that will hit a certain depreciation curve and stay flat and or raise back up after they've depreciated for some time. And then we also have our, you know, traditional standard vehicles that will eventually be worthless. They will start off at one point and it just looks like this. Here's the curve. It just eventually goes down to zero. Whereas certain cars will do like this and kind of even out and even possibly head back up or just stay flat. So if you're buying that car at that point where it starts to flatten out, you're not losing any money. So you taking that 115,000, you bought that car at the right time and the right price, right? And you enjoyed the vehicle for whatever, 6 months, 3 months, put a few thousand miles on it, don't go crazy. And you sell the car, car's now worth, you got a good deal on it. The car, you was able to move it at 130. You know what I'm saying? Or we'll even go conservative. You move the car at 125. Okay. And then you take that 125 and let's say you found a good deal inside of our community of real estate, right? We're real estate investors here, right? So we've found a nice property to buy. So we take that 125,000 and we buy that property. You know what I mean? That property goes up in value and we flip it. Say it's a fix and flip. And 6 months later, we've generated a 30, 40, $50,000 profit. Okay. If you're looking at that circle there, right? We have basically tied our money into hard assets. And we've also got the opportunity to enjoy a few of those assets. Maybe you lived in that house. Maybe you enjoyed that luxury car that you drove around for those 3 to 6 months. You know what I mean? And it positions you in a better light. And you also enjoyed that timepiece that you had on your wrist. It was a great conversation starter. You were able to not lose money. That's the whole idea of wealth transfer. Without me going too deep and making this a huge long call or video, just giving you the surface level. Of course, I'll go deep in other videos in other situations, but I kind of just wanted to give you that concept that, once we become good stewards of our capital and money, we learn that we don't have to lose money and we can still enjoy everything that we want to enjoy. So the example that I gave you, did you notice that by the time we got to the house, we've already made 10, 20, 30, 40, maybe $60,000. We never lost our base 100 grand. We still have that. Once we sold that, what did we do? We went and bought another watch, or we went and bought another car, we went and bought another house, or we went and bought some luxury art. Uh, uh, you know, hard assets. Parking your money in hard assets is what you want to do. You know, I had a good friend of mine that passed away back in 2019, and I remember a conversation where he said to me, "E, you got to get you some hard assets." And you know, I'd never really heard that before. You know what I mean? Until he talked about it and kind of, enlightened me on what hard assets are. You know what I mean? You got to have assets. Okay, you got to have assets, and you want to be able to take your capital, purchase these hard assets, invest in these things, allow it to generate cash flow for you, and give you a return while also enjoying some of these things. You know what I mean? And then selling it and buying more of the same while it's also throwing off cash flow. So once you get some momentum with this, you get to the point where you don't spend any of your money, because all your money is tied up in hard assets, and that those hard assets are throwing off the cash flow that you need for your everyday living expenses, for those trips that you want to take, for that day where you just feel like, you're it and you just want to just blow some money, right? You're not blowing money, not having that money come back to you, right? You know, you made 15,000 quick. Okay, maybe I wanna have some fun and enjoy myself. So maybe I blow 5 grand of that. You know what I mean? But my core 100 grand that I originally invested is still there, invested and turning and making money. I didn't blow that 100,000. I didn't go out and buy a necklace for 100 G's. Yeah, that looked fly, but when it's all broke down to the metal and even the diamond quality, is it even worth 100,000? A lot of times it's not. So that's what this video was about, was getting into the mindset of wealth transfer. This is something that, a lot of folks that look like me, didn't get that kind of information coming up. You know what I mean? We had the avenues that we had, and and that's, as a majority, what you had. And you might have made a lot of money, but you didn't know how to keep a lot of your money. You didn't know how to move a lot of your money. You know what I mean? So I want to help change that and switch that around, to where us, as black men, specifically the younger crowd, some of y'all that's 18, 19, 17, 16, 20, 21, just coming around. We're in a new world. We're in a different place than when I was 21 in the early 2000s. All right, like, we're in a different world now, and things are moving quick, and you got to have some game about yourself, and you got to know how this thing really works out here, and you have to know how to move your money, keep it, and grow it. So I don't want to go too far with this, but that's kind of a slight example and overview of wealth transfer. Being able to take your money, put it into a hard asset, enjoy that hard asset for some time, if you will. And maybe you don't enjoy it, maybe you don't care. Maybe you buy a watch and don't even wear the damn watch because you're not concerned about wearing the watch. You're concerned about making that dime. So you don't care about rocking the watch, right? So that could be you too. Doesn't matter. The point is that you're not going out there just getting money, blowing money, getting money, blow money, get money, blow money. I was there. I've been to the mountaintop, and I fell all the way up under the mountain and then had the boulders and avalanche and mudslides and everything else fall on top of me. I had to dig myself out of that. You know what I mean? Because I'm the one that got myself to the bottom of that mountain. by not knowing certain things and not being uh, the best with my money. So I deserved everything that happened. I take full accountability for it. There's nobody to blame. And I suggest you do the same too. Always look within and get away from the blame game of blaming other people for your mistakes, blaming other people for your circumstances. Fine, we're all born into different circumstances, and we some of us are born with the silver spoon, swinging and dangling, and others, we don't have nothing but plastic spoons, and maybe we don't even have a spoon. You got to use your hands. You know what I mean? You don't get a choice to choose that, but you do get a choice to see yourself in a certain light and have a certain perspective about yourself through self-awareness, to be able to understand that just because you come from somewhere doesn't mean that you have to uh, be what you feel society and what you think society sees of you because you come from that or you look a certain way. All right. So if that's you watching this, understand that, the information is there. The door's been open. And what do I mean? That information that wasn't readily available to you is now readily available. Get that game, get that information, take it and use it and grow with it and teach others. That's the best thing you can do, is passing it forward by getting gamed up and passing that game along to somebody up under you, so they don't do what you may have done wrong, what your father or mother may have done wrong, or what their father or mother may have done wrong. Okay? Like, let's start the process of changing things around with good information that we can apply and use in our life. You know what I mean? And let's move forward, y'all. So again, quick overview of wealth transfer and a quick example. Go back over the video if you want to kind of see where I went with that, and definitely jump in the comments and ask questions, feedback, experience, anything you want to talk about pertaining to that idea of wealth transfer and what it means to you. I'd like to know. So jump in the comments below. If you found this video useful, go ahead and hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And let's get a real conversation going about all of this, because, once again, information is there, but if you don't know how to use it and you don't grow while you using it, or you see it but you just ignore it, shame on you. All right. So with that said, it's Edem signing off. I'll see you in the next video.